Hi, my name is Kelsey, and today I'm going to be telling you what a comma splice is and how to avoid using them with 3 different techniques. So first, let's define it. What exactly is a comma splice? A comma splice is simply defined as when you use a comma to connect 2 independent clauses or complete sentences incorrectly. It is joining 2 sentences that can stand alone together. So an example of this would be if a sentence read, "My husband and I camp together almost every weekend, comma, we then get to roast marshmallows around the campfire." Both the first and the second part of this sentence can stand alone, making them independent clauses. A simple test you can do to make sure your sentence are both independent clauses is to put the words "I realize" or "I realize that" in front of them. If they make sense, then you have yourself an independent clause. So let's try it. Take the first sentence, "I realize that my husband and I camp together almost every weekend." Makes sense to me. So that one checks out. Alright, the second sentence, "I realize that we then get to roast marshmallows around the campfire." This one also makes sense. So now we know that we have 2 independent clauses, and we can now work to fix the comma splice. The first fix is to just split them into 2 sentences. Just put a period where the comma was and capitalize the next letter. Seems easy enough? The second way to correct a comma splice is to add a coordinating conjunction along with a comma. What's a coordinating conjunction, you ask? A coordinating conjunction connects words, phrases, and clauses together. There are only 7 of them, so they are easy enough to remember. I learned in my modern grammar class last year an acronym to remember them. The acronym is FANBOYS. Yep, you heard me right. This stands for the coordinating conjunctions for, and, nor, but, or, yet, so. FANBOYS. So if you remember those 7 words, you will know how to fix a comma splice with a coordinating conjunction. A third way to fix a comma splice is to add a subordinating conjunction along with a comma. This fix is a little more complicated than the other 2, but still can be done. A subordinating conjunction is a conjunction that introduces a dependent clause, joining it to a main clause. So when you put a subordinating conjunction in your sentence, you're then making one of your clauses dependent on the other. Therefore, they both won't be independent clauses anymore. Some examples of subordinating conjunctions are after, because, once, until, since, unless, and although. There are more out there, and there is no nice acronym to remember these. You just have to learn them. Okay, now for applying these 3 fixes to our sentences. So let's go back to the first fix. Separating these 2 independent clauses into 2 different sentences. So this is what it would look like now, where there's a period after the word weekend, and the W on the word we is capitalized. Reading, "My husband and I camp together almost every weekend, period. We then get to roast marshmallows around the campfire." This is the simplest one. The second one, if you remember, is adding a coordinating conjunction along with a comma. So this is what the second one would look like. So the only difference with this sentence and your original sentence that had the comma splice is that the coordinating conjunction "and" is in there. So this one reads, "My husband and I camp together almost every weekend, comma, and we then get to roast marshmallows around the campfire." Alright, on to the third and final one. All we're doing is adding one of those subordinating conjunctions to the beginning of the sentence, because that is where it fits here. And then you have fixed the comma splice this way as well. So here's what your third sentence should look like. It reads, Because my husband and I camp together almost every weekend, comma, we then get to roast marshmallows around the campfire. So I made my first sentence dependent on my second sentence, and that is how you use a subordinating conjunction. So those are the 3 ways to fix comma splices. I hope this helps.